act together.
Tonight on Fox 5 News at 10. Watching out for you, a Fox 5 I-Team investigation.
An I-Team investigation has found the city of Atlanta chose not to renew an airport shuttle contract and instead turned the business over to a friend and business partner of Mayor Kasim Reed.
And it was all done without a bid or even a contract. Mayor Reed says he had nothing to do with this decision. And senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell is here now. He has the latest. Dale.
Amanda, the mayor's office insists the city was only trying to remove a troubled vendor, one they say owed the city money. But that vendor believes she was a victim of politics.
You were trying to provide a outstanding service, be ambassadors for the city of Atlanta.
For 5 years, Lily Santander was riding high. She was minority partner in the Atlanta Link, which won a lucrative city contract to provide shuttle service for airport travelers heading into the city. She feels virtually overnight, the city took it away.
It was very devastating, pulling everybody into a meeting, just to tell them, and it actually brought tears to my eyes.
That van that was back there with the flat tire, did we get it taken care of?
But Lily Santander's loss was Darrell Anderson's gain. Anderson is a close friend, and we've learned, once a business partner of Mayor Kasim Reed. He now runs the shuttle business. He says politics wasn't at play.
All the allegations that my relationship with Mayor Reed or any of those people are false.
This is how it happened. Atlanta Link's 5-year contract was coming to an end in 2010, soon after Mayor Reed took office. The city could extend the contract, but told us Link had problems with its minority subcontractors and was behind on some payments.
There were some issues and concerns, and any contract that you have when an adoption year expires, the discretion is at the city as to whether or not we want to go in a new direction.
Despite those concerns, Lily Santander says Airport Ground Transportation Manager Winston Cooper told her Link could continue month to month until the city rebid the contract. Then, 4 days before the contract ended, the city said no. Atlanta Link was out. Santander says her company was forced into bankruptcy and she was forced to lay off all Link employees.
Because it was hard. It was hard to look at all of them and have to tell them, I'm sorry, that's it. We're not here anymore.
Airport files state the city determined that a month-to-month contract would require a change in the code ordinance.
So the city law was part of the reason you didn't go month to month?
Well, part of it, absolutely.
After that interview, city officials admitted that's not true. City code allows month-to-month extensions of contracts, and they do it all the time. So legally, Atlanta Link could have kept the business on a month-to-month basis. Instead, the city invited Darrell Anderson and other shuttle companies to take over. Originally, Anderson was only the manager, but he quickly began using his own vans. And Anderson has operated that temporary service for a year and a half.
It makes me feel a lot of anger to know that we were actually double-crossed, is what we were.
The airport has given me anything. Let me make very clear. Everything that I've got, I've earned.
Anderson insists his friendship with the mayor had nothing to do with getting the shuttle business. He's proud of his 30-year-old family business. Originally, he was supposed to only manage the contract, but now A National is the main provider of shuttle vans.
I only said that I would be a willing participant, and that's all that I'm doing to this day.
It has nothing to do with your relationship with
It has nothing, absolutely unequivocally, anything to do with my relationship.
And when the city made a change, it cost them financially. Because Atlanta Link's contract required a minimum payment, they paid the city at least $15,000 a month. A National has no contract and no minimum payment. Anderson says they're paying a percentage of total revenue that adds up to around $6,000 to $7,000 a month.
Are you bothered by the loss of revenue?
No, sir.
Doesn't bother you?
No.
That's money that could help the airport.
That is correct. We provide a service, Dale.
Winston Cooper believes other companies working with A National are also paying additional money to the city. He couldn't say how much. Mayor Reed would not talk to us about A National's deal. He said he had nothing to do with it. But we've learned that not only were the mayor and Darrell Anderson friends, they were in business together, buying this warehouse back in 2006.
Mayor Reed is a long-term friend. of mine, and I make no bones about it.
Anderson says he is friends with the entire Reed family, including Tracy Reed, the mayor's brother, who was working for the city on airport contracts at the time. The mayor's other brother, Carlton, worked for A National.
Why not start your journey with A National Limousine Service?
That's Carlton Reed on the A National's website. Anderson says he hired him before Kasim Reed was elected mayor.
Do you see that as a conflict?
No, because one of the things we wanted to do, or that I wanted to do, is make sure it wasn't a conflict. So that's why Carlton is no longer doing anything for me.
Anderson and Mayor Reed are both part of a company called Cascade Investors. According to land records, Cascade bought this warehouse and adjoining land on Fairburn Road in 2006 for more than $1 million.
It's more than a friendship.
No, it's not more than a friendship.
I think when two people enter into a limited liability company together and invest in property together, that's business.
So if I make an investment in any business, then that means that's more than a friendship?
I believe it has to do with a lot of who you know in the city.
You think it was political?
Absolutely.
Now, 4 months ago, the city finally put out a request for proposals on a new shuttle service contract. The aviation department has just began evaluating them. Daryl Anderson's company, A National Limousine, is one of those bidders. Also, we got a phone call last night after this story first aired, and we learned that Daryl Anderson's daughter works for Mayor Kasim Reed in the mayor's office of constituent services. Amanda, Russ?
Well, Atlanta Link, they were paying, what, close to $16,000, and the new contract is closer to $6,000. Seems like maybe they would have worked with Atlanta Link. I mean, that's a big disparity.
You know, the city has insisted that there was problems with Atlanta Link, that there were problems with their subcontractors, and there were problems with the fact that they owed them money. And we talked about that. They did owe them money. They were paying it back.